We will talk about certain mechanics of consciousness and how to use some of the techniques presented here and in later chapters. We have to begin by letting go of resisting the sensations that we are experiencing and stop labeling them. For example, we cannot experience a duodenal ulcer or asthma. They are labels, mental constructs, elaborate programs, and belief systems. We cannot experience asthma. But what do we experience? This is where the technique of radical truth comes up. We go into the inner experience of the exact sensations and let go of resisting them. In effect, we will eventually disappear them through aligning with them by welcoming the inner experiences of the sensations. At the same time, within mind, we cancel any labels. We stop calling it an ulcer and instead go into the inner sensation of it. The inner sensation may be a pressure or a burning. Even the words burning and pressure are labels and names. We cancel those and again go into the core, the absolute essential of what we are physically experiencing, and then let go of resisting that experience. The actual healing of the physicality of the illness is letting go of resisting the inner physical experience of it without any mental label. At the same time, in fact, we begin to cancel the mental label and replace it with the truth. We cancel by affirming, I no longer believe in that. I am an infinite being and I am not subject to that. I am only subject to what I hold in mind. What does it mean to be an infinite being and not subject to that? It means we are only limited by our belief systems, and if we let them go, what takes their place? If form is removed from consciousness, what is left? The formless is left, and the inner experience of it is infinite, without boundaries, without beginning or end. The formless is the essential nature of consciousness itself, and is unlimited. If we place a limitation or introject form, then we subject ourselves to what we are holding in mind. To replace it, we consciously cancel it by saying, I cancel any belief in duodenal ulcers, or asthma, or whatever the illness might be. We then say, I'm subject only to that which I hold in mind. I am an infinite being, and in truth, I am not subject to that, and that is a fact. When we muscle test that statement, we find it to be true. If we test a person and they say, cancel, I am not subject to that. I am an infinite being and subject only to what I hold in mind, we will see that they instantly go strong, indicating that this is a statement of the truth. Consequently, when we replace that which is false with that which is true, healing occurs. What is the effect on our energy field in consciousness? Falsity, by its nature, puts us below the level of 200 and throws us into a negative energy field, which in and of itself brings about illness. The minute we tell the truth, the energy field at the level of courage, meaning to tell the truth that we are an infinite being and subject only to what is held in mind, instantly puts us above the line at level 200. The willingness to accept this truth lifts us up to a position to choose appreciation of the body instead of the make wrong of the body, the lovingness of our life instead of the make wrong of our life, the lovingness of the being that we are instead of the criticism of it. We find that we have to let go of criticism, attack thoughts, critical thoughts, and judgmental thoughts. We have to let go of putting ourselves in the position of being right and making other people wrong, because the level of right and wrong is at the energy level of about 180, which is that of negative thought forms. In other words, it has a deleterious effect on our health and life energy. If we are willing to let go of our illness, then we have to be willing to let go of the attitude that brought about the illness, because disease is an expression of one's attitude and habitual way of looking at things. The specifics of healing a particular illness consist of 1. Letting go of resisting the sensory experience of it. 2. No longer putting names or labels on it. And 3. Using no words at all. Of our illness, then we have to be willing to let go of the attitude that brought about the illness, because disease is an expression of one's attitude and habitual way of looking at things. The specifics of healing a particular illness consist of 1. Letting go of resisting the sensory experience of it. 2. No longer putting names or labels on it. And 3. Using no words at all. Welcome experiencing what you are experiencing in a very radical way, and at the same time, 4. Cancel the thought form and belief system, and 5. Choose the energy field of love, which heals. If we look at the basic physics of the energies involved, we can see why fear at calibration level 100 is overpowered by love at 500, because these are exponential powers. Therefore, the power of love is represented by 10 to the 500th, whereas fear is only 10 to the 100th, a very big difference. To put oneself in an energy field of 540 is to automatically heal oneself. A loving thought then heals, and a negative thought creates illness. Choosing to become a loving person results in the release of endorphins by the brain, which has a profound effect on the body's health and happiness. See Brain Physiology chart, included with this audiobook's downloaded PDFs. Happiness arises from the willingness to let go of that which is negative and to allow love to replace it in consciousness, because the essential nature of consciousness, unless it has been impaired, is lovingness. We see this in the young child, who is only innocence, and lovingness is the expression of the essence of human nature. It is as if the child has not yet been programmed to go into fear, doubt, or limitation. It is essential to capture that essential expression of lovingness in order to help any illness within us, as well as to let go of the negativity of the belief system. How do we pick up the negative belief systems? We pick them up through television and well-intentioned people.